Hi, everybody. I am Marlene, and I am the content creator for Marlene Motivates. So, welcome. On this channel, I talk about positivity, motivation, and inspiration. And welcome to everyone who's watching right now live and those who watch on the replay. So, today I'm going to talk to you guys about you can win. And this is a very important topic because there's lots of things in life that can make you feel discouraged, let down. You feel like you're struggling. You feel like there's no hope, that you're hopeless when hope is always available and open to you. So, here is your encouragement on today. So, let's first talk about winning. So, winning means to be successful, to be victorious over something. So each of us struggle with something in our lives. It could be health, it could be, job, maybe your financial status at the moment. It could be struggles within your family, struggles within your relationships between who you're in a relationship with romantically, or it could be your children. There's always something that we need to overcome so that we can get our peace back, so that we can maintain our joy. So I'm going to talk to you guys about 6 ways that we can win. Yes, you can win no matter where you are in your life, no matter what it is that you're going through. I want to speak to your heart right now in this moment. You can win and be successful over anything. Okay. And it first starts with forgiveness. And I know that you all can understand me when I say forgiveness is hard. And I don't mean forgiveness for other people, I mean forgiveness for yourself. There's no way that you can win in anything that you want to accomplish in your life. There's no way you can win until you start with healing whatever wounds you have there. See, because those wounds are our past, when we don't forgive ourselves, when we don't forgive the situation, when we don't forgive our circumstance, that's why you can't win and move forward. What can you do if your mind is all clogged up? If you feel sad? See, you have to heal from that. And it starts with forgiving yourself for holding on to whatever it is. We have to forgive ourselves for whatever it is that you're holding yourself hostage in. And I know I'm speaking to someone's heart when I say I know that someone is holding themselves hostage in pain from something, from what somebody did to you, when someone hurt you. Or maybe you yourself, maybe you are holding yourself hostage from something. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have done that. Or you're holding yourself hostage when you say, why did this happen to me? And you're feeling sorry for yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Hi, Sylvie. Welcome in. How are you doing? Happy Thursday. Welcome in, and I hope you're doing well on this Thursday. We have to win. We have to have a winning mindset. We have to have a winning mindset because how can you win and gain victory over any situation or anything in your life if you don't think that winning is meant for you? Yes, first, you have to take that on by allowing yourself, giving yourself the permission that this happened to me in my past. This hurt me. But whatever hurt you can be a tool, a launch pad to propel you into where you need to be in the future. I'll explain what I mean by that. See, sometimes we have to go through hard period, dark periods for us to be able to learn something. See, in every situation, good, bad, and ugly, we can always learn something. See, it's all about what we choose to shift our mindset to. You have to allow yourself and say, instead of being mean, nasty, bitter, upset with the whole world, blaming everybody else for your problems, no. I'm going to choose to heal from it. I'm going to choose to forgive whoever hurt me. I'm going to choose to forgive myself for when I didn't do this, and this, or when I did X, Y, and Z. See, when we heal those wounds from our past, now we can live in the present. Now you can propel to the future. And that's how you win every time. See, we have to fully convince ourselves first that I can do it. And you can. You can do anything that you want to do, but it first starts with forgiveness. That's step number one. Number two is that we have to have self love. Hey, James Money, how are you doing? Happy Thursday. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you all are well. Point number two is that we have to have self love. There is nothing more important in life than self love, because it's going to be the launch pad for everything in your life. If you don't love yourself, what can you do? What can you win at if you don't love yourself? See, we have to love on ourselves. Hey, Misha, welcome in. How are you doing? Good to see you. Happy Thursday to you. Please if you have not already. I would really appreciate it. Yes, we can't win in life if we don't have self love. How can you win when you don't love yourself? And people put that label and say they love themselves, but your love is dependent on what you are doing in your life. See, you can say that you love yourself, but what is your love allowing you to do? I know I'm speaking to someone in someone's heart. Please open your heart and listen to this right now. You can't go forward in your life until you love yourself more. Love yourself enough to know that you can accomplish things, that you can do things, that I'm going to choose to move forward, that I'm going to try to do things even when it's hard, even things that are difficult, even things that we don't understand. Sometimes we're given assignments in life and we don't understand why we need to do what we're doing, but you can do it. And it starts with loving yourself. We have to love ourselves. That's so important. Hey, Eunice. Good to see you. Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing well. Yes. Happy Thursday to you. Hey, Juba. Thank you for the thumbs up. Yes, we have to love ourselves. And people always say that they love themselves, but love is really shown in the actions. How are you treating yourself? Are you still beating up yourself for whatever or whoever? Or you're thinking, I should have done this, I should have done this, and why that? No, today you have to give yourself that permission, that assignment. Today, I'm going to love myself how I am, for who I am, and for what I have been through. I'll say it again. I'm going to love myself for how I am, for where I have been, and for the things that I have been through in my life. See, until we allow ourselves and we give ourselves that permission to love ourselves, whatever struggle, whatever hills, whatever valleys, whatever you have been through in your life, love yourself today for whatever, for regardless of who is in your life, regardless of what anybody says about you, regardless of what you have done. See, all of that is in that forgiveness, in that healing. See, we have to be healed. We have to be made brand new. See, we can't change our circumstance sometimes. Sometimes your circumstance is really tough. Sometimes you could be in a really dark place in your life where all these things are happening to you. People aren't showing up to support you. Maybe you're not getting the love that you deserve. Maybe you don't understand why your finances is not working, why people are against you, why people are talking about you behind your back, why people are backstabbing you. But understand and trust this on everything. Every time when you're about to go to your higher level, there's always going to be people come around and try to bring you down, take you down. That crabs in the barrel mentality that Donna just being real always talks about. crabs in the barrel. People will always try to drag you down to their level because some people, unfortunately, don't want to see you win. See, you have to want to win. Hi, Nancy. Welcome and happy Thursday to you. Unfortunately, some people don't want to see you succeed. Unfortunately, some people don't want to see you win. People hate to see you smiling and happy and at peace and for things to be going well in your life. But you can't look at other people. You can't allow your life to be as your cup to be as full as what you think other people think you should have or what other people think you should do. You have to give yourself that permission. I'm going to do what I need, what it takes for me. I'm going to heal. I'm going to let go. I'm going to try something new. See, in all of that, you're winning. People don't want you to succeed. And people will always pretend, oh, I want you to win. I'm here for you. But at the end of the day, are they there when you need a helping hand? Most of the time, no. So we have to learn to be our own support system. You're not going to let yourself down. You're not going to ever stop loving yourself. See, and that's what you need. You need to fill yourself with that fuel, with that thinking. I'm not going to let myself down. I love myself. And we got to learn to work more on self love. And that means sometimes making hard decisions, getting negative people out of our life, people who are dragging you down or holding you down in the progress of your life. See, you can't take everybody where you are going sometimes. Sometimes you got to cut that cord, that umbilical cord, like I like to say, that umbilical cord to toxic people. Seeing those toxic people are holding you back from your progress. So you can't win when you're trying to take other people with you. It's not your responsibility to be someone's savior. That's not your job. You can be a good friend, you can be a good person, you can love people, but if somebody is causing you to start being held back from accomplishments and goals and trying new things and working on your finances and getting healthy, that's where you have to draw the line. That's toxic. See, you can win, but it starts here with a choice. I decide to love myself. I decide to ask for what I want. I decide to respect myself. I decide to love myself. I decide to forgive. See, it's all in the decisions that we make every day. So you could be making your own self miserable. You could be making the choice to stand still, to not progress, to not have things that you really want. It's what are you doing? What is in the action? Just like I hear people say all the time, it's a new year and I'm going to do X, this, and they go down this whole line of things that they say that they're going to do. And they fail to launch. They fail to launch. Yes, life is already challenging enough without dealing with negative people, negative energy and people. I choose me, not just to say I love myself, but to show every day that I love myself with my actions towards myself. Yes, Eunice, it's all about how are you representing yourself. You can say you can say with your mouth lots of things. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I love myself and I'm all of that. But you're not doing what you say you're going to do. You got to say and then back it up. You got to say, I love myself. And because I love myself, I respect myself. And because I respect myself, I'm going to forgive myself from the past. I'm going to forgive the people who hurt me and not let them hold me down because that's just what it is. It's a weight on your head. It's a weight on your heart. It's a weight on your progress in moving forward because when you are loaded down with all of this anger, when you're loaded down with all this pain, with all of this frustration, and they did this to me, and they did, and they. But guess what? You have a choice to let that go. And not because it's right. See, sometimes you got to save your own self. You got to save your own self from pain. Say, I'm no longer going to allow that situation about what happened to me to get me down. I'm not going to let that situation anymore to stop my peace. Not going to let that situation make me angry. See, what are you willing to do? See, we have to learn that our life is only going to be as joyful, as peaceful, as loving, as everything as we want it to be. Hey, Edward, welcome in. Good to see you. Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing well. Yep, that is so true. Self love is the best. You love yourself and you can love others. See, and a lot of people don't understand that, Juba. A lot of people don't understand that you can't love other people until you love yourself. And people say all the time they love themselves, but they're miserable and they're bitter because they haven't healed, because they're holding all of whatever happened to them 5 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and they're putting all of that anger, they're channeling all their anger into somebody else. You got to deal with your own stuff so that you can win. That's the only way that you can win. It's the only way. So let's get into point number 3. You can win. And we have to communicate. Communication is the key to everything. You have to communicate what you want. You have to ask for what you want. Ask for what you want. See, a lot of times we want things and you're getting frustrated and angry with other people, but you haven't asked for what you want. You have to ask for it. You got to communicate. You got to tell people what you want, what you need. And then it's a different thing if they don't follow through and give you what you need, what you desire, what you're putting out there in the atmosphere. You got to communicate. You got to talk to people, and you got to communicate with yourself. I speak about this all the time. It's part of self love to communicate with yourself. You got to have those check ins. How am I doing? Am I doing okay? Am I taking care of myself? Am I taking care of my health? Am I taking care of my finances? Am I taking care of everything that I need to so that I can be okay? See, you can't win if you're never taking care of yourself. You got to check in on yourself. In those times, in that quiet time, sit down, take a deep breath. And I have to talk to myself too and convince myself. And I have to take a deep breath and say, Marlene, you're okay. Marlene, everything is going to be okay. See, in that you are taking your power back. Take the power back in your life. You have control over that. You may not be able to control your circumstances. You can't control what people say and do, but you can control how you react to your life. Your reaction is everything, and that's how you win. There's certain things that you just don't even bother to respond to it because it's foolishness. The things that people maybe even talking about you, people who have stabbed you in the back, don't waste your resources. And that means your energy, your thinking, what you choose to dwell on. Choose the better portion. Choose. I'm taking my power back. I'm taking my peace. I'm not listening to that. See, we have to stop listening to the negativity, the people who are saying X, Y, and Z. Stop giving people that much power and control over you. They don't have that right. I don't allow people to speak negatively over me anymore. Don't allow it. Don't even put it in your space, in your thoughts. Immediately dismiss it. And every time somebody says something negative about you, you have to immediately counteract that with something positive. Someone says, you're this, immediately I have something. So that's how we keep convincing and reinforcing. And that's how you win. That's how you win every single time. You got to win over your circumstance. You got to win over your thoughts. You got to win over what other people think about you. You can't live on that. You'll be hungry for the rest of your life. They say, how are you eating? That's how we eat too. We eat off of the energy of other people. And if you don't replace that negative, that that mean, that evil spirited things that people are saying about you immediately and dismiss it, you're going to start eating on it. And you're going to start thinking, well, maybe I can't do things, and maybe I am stupid, and maybe I shouldn't try, and maybe that's dumb. No. Convince yourself fully. Hey, Smart Aviation, welcome. Thank you so much for sharing me out. I appreciate it. Let me go back to my points. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. So this is one of the biggest things. This is one of the biggest hurdles that I have found. I don't know about you guys, but what stops me from winning most of the time is overcoming this. And it's 4 words. It's 4 letters. 4 words. 4 letters. Fear. Fear. Fear is so difficult. Fear is so hard. And it can paralyze you or it can propel you. Fear can do 2 things. It can paralyze you or it can propel you. So fear can paralyze you if you allow it to let you stand still. If you allow fear to keep you in the same place. If you're never trying something new. If you're never reaching out. If you're never stepping outside of the box and trying something new. See, faith without works is dead. See, if you don't even try to do something, challenge yourself. See, you can't win if you don't challenge yourself. You got to challenge yourself. Step out in the boundaries. Try something new. You never know what you could win at. You never know what you can succeed at until you try. And I know it's scary. That fear thing is like, sometimes you just are shaking, but that's when you got to have that talk, that conversation with yourself. I tell myself that all the time when I'm fearful of something. I know you're fearful. I know you're scared, but do it anyways. Do it anyways. And that is another way that you can win. You got to win over your thoughts. You have to win over your thoughts. There's no way that you can get to your next level and win in whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish until you're fully convinced. You have to fully convince yourself that you can win. And then after you fully convince yourself and tell yourself that you can win, you got to have a plan. You can't just say, I'm going to win at this, because if you fail to plan, you're never going to win. You have to make a plan, and you have to say, this is how, your what, but the most important part of winning is your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? What are you trying to accomplish? And your why has to be big enough to get you out there trying it and doing it. See, that why will help you to step out of fear. I'm scared, I'm terrified, but because you're so hungry and you want something so badly, that's how you win. Most of the time, you're not winning because your why is not big enough. And I'll say it again for those who didn't hear me. Sometimes you're not winning because your why is not big enough. Your why has to constantly keep you encouraged. The why gets you waking up early, sometimes keeps you staying up late. Your why has to convince you to go after what it is that you want. So look at your why. Look at it. Look at that why. Evaluate. Is my why big enough? Is my why getting me to try? Is my why when I'm struggling, and then I look at your objective, you look at your with the gold at the end of the rainbow. You got to look at it. You got to evaluate. And anytime I feel down, anytime I'm allowing myself to feel like a victim, and I'm feeling sorry for myself and licking my wounds and telling myself that I can't do it, then I go and I look at my why. I go and I look at my why. Go and look at your why. And if your why is big enough, you're going to win. Your why has to be big enough for you? And I'll say this for somebody who may don't understand. Your why has to be big enough for you. See, what may be a good why for you is not a good why for me. Everybody has certain things that they're looking for and they're trying to get to, a goal at the end of the road. But if you don't know your why, if you don't understand your why, that's why we give up a lot of times. You give up because you haven't put that in your mind. This is why I get up. And I have to keep reminding myself of that. Hi Joshua. Welcome. Happy Thursday. Hey Dance 87, how are you doing? Welcome in. Your why. And you have to be fully convinced of that why. Anytime I feel down, anytime I feel discouraged, anytime I feel like giving up, this is when your why is going to propel you to your next level. Your why is what is going to get you up every morning, regardless of if you're tired, if you're fearful, if you're worried, if you're sad, if you feel disappointed. Your why being big enough gets you up, and it's your fuel. It's your fire. Like I like to say, the fire under your behind gets you ignited. Your why should get you excited to get started every single time. And if your why doesn't get you excited, your why isn't big enough. See, that's how you can win. From time to time, you have to go and evaluate your why. And then you look and say, oh, yeah, that's why I'm doing this. Oh, yeah, that's why. Your why. Define your why. And I wish I had learned this years ago when I just started on my journey of doing what I'm trying to do now. See, you got to define your why. And if you don't define your why, that's when you give up. That's when you get discouraged. That's when you start listening to the negativity of other people. You let the drama, get inside of you. Hi, Jeresia. How are you doing? I hope I said your name correctly. Happy Thursday. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I think it's my first time seeing you in the stream. Thank you so much for coming to my live stream. I appreciate it. So that why, I saw a comment here by Eunice. Let me see what Eunice says. Courage is the ability to move forward even in the face of fear. I always remember that God is with me, and with him all things are possible. I also know that I have something in order for God to bless it. Amen, Eunice. That's very powerful. Yeah, and you have to be courageous enough, and you have to believe that. See, most of the time when that I feel paralyzed by fear, I'm not believing in myself enough. I don't believe that I can do it. And I, just like you, I'm human. I feel that way a lot of times. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. And then I have to talk and I have to overcome my fear with my why. And I have to be courageous and I got to believe in my power and I have to love myself. You see how it all blends together? You got to believe it. You got to define your why. What gets you up? What wakes you up in the morning? What keeps you up late at night? What happens when you're struggling? Your why. That's how you win. Define your why and let that why ignite your fuel. It's like that flame, it's like flickering it. Turn your flame up, turn your fire up. Get busy. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Yes, there you go. Exactly. Exactly. So let's get into point number 5. How you can win. Point number 5. You have to trust yourself. You can win. But you got to trust yourself. You got to believe in yourself. You got to know that you're capable. You are capable. You are capable. And I got to have that conversation with myself too. Anytime you feel that you're not getting through, you're not accomplishing a task, I have to talk to myself and tell myself that I can win. You can win. And you can. You can. And you got to trust yourself. You got to trust in your abilities. See, each and every one of us has talents. Your talent is not mine, and my talent is not yours. You got to be okay with that. Trust yourself. Trust in your abilities. Believe in yourself. When you look at your talents, and it's not boasting, it's called self esteem, it's called self love. I love myself enough to see what I'm good at. And then I allow and I let God use the talents. So, God, help me to use my talents and my abilities. That's not boasting. That's courage. That's believing in myself. That's self love. And I recommend that you get that for yourself. You can't live and thrive on other people's love for themselves. You got to get your own. Get your own love. Get your own believing in yourself. Develop your own why and evaluate it. And that's how you win. You're going to win every time when you're doing what is meant to be for you, when you're using your gifts and your abilities and you love it. See, you got to love the life that you have. And if you don't love the life that you have, you got to learn to develop it. Develop it. Develop what it is that you want. See, your life is only going to shift according to how you make it. How are you making your own life? Or are you just settling and just being ordinary like everybody else? So you can do that too. It's a choice. It's a choice every single day. I'm going to choose to stand still. I'm going to choose to be just like everybody else. No, like I like to say, the robots look the same, talk the same, do what everybody else is doing. Or are you going to choose to make your own lane and do things your way? See, that's self love. That's believing in yourself. That is power. That's enlightenment. That's wisdom. You're going to win every single time that you love yourself. You're going to win every single time when you believe in your power. You're going to love yourself, and you're going to win every single time that you make a decision to ward off the negativity. You're going to win. You will win every single time. See, people on the outside, they want to see you down. They want to see you distraught and despair. They want to see you, and you barely have anything. You only have two nickels to rub together. People love to see that. But anything that you don't like in your life, you can shift it by your decisions, by your research, by your why, by believing in yourself, by healing and forgiving your past, by forgiving people who have hurt you, by forgiving yourself. And when you forgive yourself, you say, I'm so sorry that I did not work on my talents. I'm so sorry that I didn't use my gifts. And I forgive myself for that. And if you haven't said that to yourself, you need to. I forgive you because you didn't use your talents, but I'm not doing that anymore. I forgive myself, and I am healed, and I am whole, and I am worthy, and I am strong, and I am courageous, and I am somebody. You speak that over your life, and you speak those positive affirmations over your life. We have to remember that it's our life, and we can't get that abundance in our life until we believe that for ourselves. You can win, but it's a choice. It's the decisions that you make. It's the people that you allow to be in your life. Hey, Charlene Hill, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. It's the people that you choose to be around. Not everybody who comes around should be around. Who needs to hear that again? Not everybody that comes around should be around. Some people don't deserve to be in your life. They don't deserve you. They don't deserve your love. They don't deserve your time. And if they're showing up that way, they're showing up in a negative way, they're showing up in a toxic way, they're showing up using you, cut that umbilical cord. Cut the cord. Stop answering their phone calls. Stop texting them. Stop hanging around them. You don't have to. It's a choice. You got to take your power back. People say, oh, I can't because it's my family. I can't. All of that is an excuse. You can be cordial, hello, and goodbye. But it doesn't have to be more than that. You don't have to tell them your business. You don't have to tell them what you're doing, what you're getting involved with. That's how you win. You can't get discouraged by other people if they don't know your business. How can somebody discourage you when they don't know what you're doing? You got to learn to move in silence. Make those moves without everybody knowing your steps. Oh, this is what she's about to do. And how do they know that? Because you're telling them. Got to learn to stop talking about what you're doing. Stop telling people what you're doing. Because not everybody wants to see you win. Not everybody wants to see you succeed. That's just the unfortunate reality. Most people don't have the best intentions. They don't want to see you win. They don't want to see you succeed. They want to see you down. See other people, they want to succeed and elevate so that they can look down on you. But don't let other people have that power over you. They can't have that power over you unless you tell them. And some people get so mad and so angry when they can't know your personal and private business. It's okay. That's your right. That's your business. Don't tell them nothing. That's how you win every time. Make your moves in silence, okay? Now, let me get to, yes, so you got to trust yourself. Trust yourself. And you got to convince yourself of that. I trust myself. And I speak it over my life anytime I'm kind of waning and I don't know the direction that I'm going. I got to reinforce that in my own mind. I trust myself that I make good decisions. I trust in my abilities. I trust in my talents. I love myself. I'm strong enough and I am courageous enough. When you speak those things over your life, there's no way that you can't win. See, that's the difference between a person who's motivated and a person who is not. A person who is motivated, they're fully convinced there's nothing that somebody can say or do that's going to get them to stop doing what they're doing. See, a person who is not convinced, a person who doesn't love themselves, a person who doesn't believe in themselves, a person who hasn't healed from their past, they're always good. Any little obstacle. Hey, Tam, welcome in. How are you? Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for being here. See, that's the difference between a person who has not overcome their past and a person who has. See, a person who has been introduced to self-love, to respect, to wisdom, to healing. They're not going to get bombarded or worried about what do they think about me and does this person like me. You're not eating. See, when you are introduced to self-love, you learn to fill up your cup and you give other people what is left over. I know it doesn't sound nice, it doesn't sound good, but that's the reality of it. Stop giving people what you need out of your percentage. You need to keep 100% for yourself, and everything after 100, 101, 110, 15, 20, you give that to other people. That's what you give to other people, and that's how you win every single time. Can't give people when you're empty and hollow inside. I speak about this all the time. You got to love yourself. You got to take care of yourself in every aspect. You got to take care of your emotional. You got to take care of your mental. You got to take care of your spiritual. You have to take care of your physical, all of the pieces of you. Because if you're not okay in all of those aspects, there's no way you could win. There's no way you can win. You can't win if you're not checking in on yourself. So we as women and men, we have to learn to stop giving people from what's in our own cup. Fill up your own well, fill up your own cup, and be okay first. Take care of yourself. Look good. Take care of your health. Go to your doctor's appointments. Take some time to be in your quiet for your meditation and have your peace. And take a deep breath. See, the outside world causes so much to come into our mind, to enter into our mind, that we don't take time to just sit and be in quiet so that we can listen and meditate and what should be our next step. You got to know what's your next step. And how can you know what's your next step when you're surrounded by all this noise? The TV's on, the radio, this, that. Take some time in peace, calm, serenity, and take your deep breath. And then just sit and listen. What should be my next step? What should be my next step? Most of the time, we're so busy doing for this. You're doing for kids. You're doing for who you're in a relationship with. You're doing for a job. You're doing. But what are you doing for yourself? Who am I speaking to? You're doing for others, but you're not doing for yourself. And you got to do for yourself. That's why you're not winning. And it's not selfish to think about yourself before you think about your kids or your spouse or who you're in a relationship with or anybody else. You got to be okay first. You got to be at 100%. Your battery has to be fully charged. And sometimes that means turning off the phone, turning off those notifications. Sometimes it means tapping into your spiritual side, whatever that may be. Sometimes it just means I just need to go and be at peace somewhere. Your private, your serene place. Get involved in your favorite hobby. But you got to refuel. Can't give everything. Job, this one. Everybody's tugging and pulling on you and you're going every direction. But the direction that you need to move forward so that you can be on the path where you need to be so you can win. You can't win when you're distracted by everything around you. You got to have some time by yourself. This is my time. And it's not selfish. It's my time. So get into that so that you can win. Get into it. Yes. So I just wanted to encourage everybody. I have one last point before I get out of here. You can win by your actions. Everything that I've talked about until now, this is a culmination of everything. I can talk to you about this, the first 5 points. But if you don't get into action, everything else is null and void. It's all about actions. What actions are you producing? You say you want to do you say you want to do this and you say you want to do that and you know your why and you believe in yourself and you love yourself, but you fail to launch into the action part. And I understand life is busy, things happen, you have things that you have to do. All of that is understandable, but get into action. And how do we get into action? Time management. I speak it all the time from the rooftops to everybody when I speak to the women's group and the children. Get into action. And it's about time management. Everybody has 24 hours in a day. Everybody gets the same 24 hours, but it's what you do with that 24 hours. What do you choose to do with it? We waste, honestly, we waste a lot of time because we are not. Get your notebook or your planner or your phone and plan out your day and stick to it. Stick to it. See, that's the problem. We don't stick to it. And it means that we have to do some uncomfortable things like organizing, decluttering. You can't win in a cluttered space, in a cluttered mind space. That's why I talked about healing and forgiveness. That's so important in this journey so that now you can get into action because you don't have anything cluttering up your mind, cluttering up your heart. Now you can get into action and you're always going to win when you're free, when you're light, when your energy is high, when your joy is high, when you're loving yourself and you're taking care of yourself, you are going to win. So you got to get into the action part. And I know that is hard. I know it's hard. You want to procrastinate. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, this. There's always going to be excuses. But you have to make that choice. Is how strong is your fire? How much do you want what you're trying to go after? And I can't define that for you. You have to define that for yourself. How much do I want this? How much do I want to win? It's a personal thing. I can't answer that for you, but I know how much I want to win. I know how much I want to go after what I want. And what does that mean? That means I got to get into action. That means I need to wake up early. Then it means I need to manage my time. That means sometimes not sleeping the amount of hours. Sometimes I want to because I have a goal I want to accomplish, because I have to get into meetings and go to conferences and get into the action part. See, that part. See, this is the real part of this conversation. I could give you all of the tools and the tips of the first 5 things, but if you fail to launch and you fail to get into the action part of what it takes to get you to win, everything falls apart. And I want you to win. I want you to succeed. I want to see you guys talking about I did this and I accomplished that and I overcome the fear and I let go of what is hurting me and now I'm going into the uncomfortable. See, that's the part most of the time. It's uncomfortable to win sometimes. That means staying up late. That means being tired sometimes. That means going on meetings and you don't really know what are they going to think, or maybe getting a whole bunch of no's before you get your yes. See, you only need sometimes one yes to win. Doesn't matter if it's 100 no's, 1,000 no's. One. You only need that one yes, that one yes. So I'm telling anybody who is struggling, hold on tight until you get your yes, because your yes is coming. Your yes is around the corner. Your yes is around the corner. But you got to get into the action part. You got to stop procrastinating. You got to stop making excuses. You got to try. You got to take care of your health. You got to heal. You got to forgive. You got to keep trying. You can't let the negativity from other people, what they're saying, hold you back from going forward and moving forward. Keep trying. Keep fighting. Your success is out there for you. For you. For you. For you. For you. For you. See, if everybody got into the winning for themselves, they wouldn't have time to be getting in other people's business and being occupied with what they're doing. See, they're too busy being on their grind, their hustle, because they're trying to win for themselves. So I'm saying to you right now, everybody who's watching in this chat, anybody who is watching on the replay, you can win. But you got to get into the action. You got to get up. You got to fight. You have to struggle. You have to step out of fear and get into your faith. Let your faith keep you going. Let your why keep you going. Let your love keep you going. Communicate. Ask for what you want. And there was one more. And forgive yourself and heal. It's meant to be for you, and anybody in the back. It's meant to be for you if you want it. Yes, fear is something, but you can overcome it. And you can, and I know that it doesn't sound easy, and it's not going to be easy. It's not easy to face something that you're scared of, but you can walk through your fear with faith, with self-love, with respecting yourself, with your why. See, anytime I start to trying to hold back, hinder myself, sit on my potential, that's when I remind myself of my why. And then I get up. And then I get up, and then I rise, and then I rise, and then I rise, and then I rise. And I say to you, brothers and sisters, rise up. Get up. Keep trying. Believe in yourself. Love yourself. Know you are somebody. You have the power. You are worth it. You are strong enough, and you are courageous. And it doesn't matter who believes in you. You believe in yourself. I am Marlene, and I am the content creator for Marlene Motivates. And on this channel, I talk about motivation, inspiration, positivity, story times. I thank you so much for supporting me and this channel. And if you have come this far and you have not subscribed, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. I have membership on this channel. I would love for you to join my channel membership, or if you would like, there's also PayPal, and I have Cash App. All are on my homepage. Thank you so much for supporting me, and leave me a comment if you're watching in the replay. Thank you guys so much for watching. And like I say, every single video, story time, and live stream, just know it. Just breathe it and be it. And live your best life. Bye-bye, guys.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? Ooh, hey, yeah.